I replaced the idle pulley on it, or technically, yeah, it's not really putting any tension on it. So, or you could call it a tension pulley, either one. So, how you know if your pulley is bad, especially when you crank your car at a cold start, it makes a kind of a screeching noise, and it gets annoying. But after you drive your car for a while, say 10 minutes or so, let the car warm up and you start it up again, the noise is gone, right? So it's not your belt. If it's your belt, it'll constantly create that little squeaking noise, especially when you're driving too. So how you know if your idle tensioner pulley or your idle pulley? So what you want to do is listen for a sound. So you're gonna hear some grinding noises, just like that. So basically, the bearings are worn out on here. That's what causes the noise. So be careful when you guys pull this out on this Honda Fit. It's a 2008. Some of the little guides will come out, so you got to put it in the right way. That being said, you got to make sure this is actually kind of loose in its place when you're tightening up the bolt. Otherwise, if you can't move it at all, that means you put that the parts in incorrectly. So just be careful not to drop it, because I just did that earlier, and I put one of the pieces that goes in front of here, right behind the bolt, improperly. So I took it out again, put it in correctly, and this should be able to move freely. You don't want this to be tight and stiff. What it's gonna do is gonna burn out your belt. It's still gonna create that noise, and eventually the bearings in it will go bad. So yeah, there's another piece back here that holds it in place, that allows it to spin. So other than that, the noise is gone now. I even tried starting it a few times. The car's not warm up, it's cold outside, so you'll know if the squealing goes away. So make sure you don't over tighten the belt that's on the, let me show you guys so it makes sense. So basically, to loosen this, you want to loosen this bolt up, which is a 10mm. But before you loosen that, you got a 12mm bolt right over here that you want to loosen up. That way, when you loosen it up, you can actually either push this back more to loosen up the belt. You can kind of see there's some silver lining there. It's because the rust all came off. So make sure it's loose enough, the belt, that you put a little bit of pressure, that it's not too tight. What did you do if you make it too tight? It's going to keep creating that little squealing noise that you hear, or screeching noise, and you want to kind of get away from that. So one way is you just got to adjust both these two bolts there, that 12mm bolt along with that 10mm bolt. So you just got to adjust those two back and forth until you get that noise to disappear. Just be careful not to make it too loose, because the belt's going to come off and you're going to damage the belt, of course. So one way is you could do some turns. So basically, when you have a wrench basically facing, let me show you guys. So imagine this is the 10mm wrench or socket. So you want to do is basically just put it on there, and then just tighten it one turn or two, like 1, 2, and then basically tighten this 12mm bolt that's over here on the side, and test the car on. Try it on again, see if the squealing goes away, and make sure the belt has some kind of tension. It's not flopping around like this back and forth. Make sure it's just straight like that, back and forth. You want it to keep that momentum, because otherwise, if you see it going back and forth, just pay attention to it. And if you see it wobbling, then tighten it a little bit tighter. You'll see it from the very bottom. So when you remove the tire, and then you'll see the serpentine belt down below here. I should have showed you guys that earlier, but I was in a rush because it's starting to rain, so I want to take care of it real quick. When you see that, just tighten a little bit more. Just go 2 turns again, or 1, however you prefer. If you do 1, it will take a little longer, and you just have to keep going back at it, back and forth. I suggest doing 2 turns like that, and then tighten that again, and test the car on. Try it, turning it on, and see where the belt is, and make sure it's stable, just back and forth like this, not wobbling or going back and forth, and the next thing it starts to wobble. You don't want that. You don't want the belt to come off and to get failed and damaged a lot faster than it should be. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Let me know if you got any questions about it. The new pulley is basically right there, if you can see it, and it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in right there. Obviously can't zoom in right now. Okay, that guy, that's the new pulley. There's that little bolt there that I was talking about. There's the little not a bearing, some kind of metal fabrication there. You can kind of like a donut hole, and that you want to put it in correctly. All right, guys, hopefully you liked the video. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you got any questions, I can let you guys see answer it for you, hopefully. All right, peace.